Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Starting the Day the Right Way for September 3rd, 2020. All right, let's dive right into this. So, most people are getting back into school some way, shape, or form. I'm down here in South Carolina, and we actually had our schools delayed for 3 weeks. We were supposed to start on August 17th. We are officially starting next Tuesday, September 8th, but the teachers are going through some training over the last 5 days, and then we got a couple more days this week. So let me get into the scripture and then we'll double back. So today's scripture that God led me to comes from Matthew 8, verses 24 through 27, a very familiar portion of scripture. Okay, and it says this, verse 24, suddenly, and this is in the New Living Translation, suddenly a fierce storm struck the lake with waves breaking into the boat, but Jesus was sleeping. The disciples went and woke him up, shouting, "Lord, save us, we're going to drown." Jesus responded, "Why are you afraid? You have so little faith." Then he got up and rebuked the wind and the waves, and suddenly there was a great calm. The disciples were amazed. "Who is this man?" they asked. "Even the winds and the waves obey him." The Message puts it this way: then he got in the boat, his disciples with him. The next thing they knew, they were in a severe storm. Waves were crashing into the boat, and he was sound asleep. They roused him, pleading, "Master, save us. We're going to drown." Jesus reprimanded them. "Why are you such cowards, such faint hearts?" Then he stood up and told the wind to be silent and the sea to be quiet. Silence! The sea became smooth as glass. The men rubbed their eyes, astonished. What's going on here? Wind and sea come to heel at his command? Heel meaning bow. All right, so in the midst of a pandemic, here we are again, back for another school year, right? And we were all hoping against hope that this pandemic would be over, and we had things resolved in the spring, and we were just taking a break. But it's still here, right? September and August still came around, right? And schools started up again. So we've all been rushing for plans and trying to figure this thing out. Now here in Carolina, like I'm sure many other states, we got three things going on. We could have face-to-face, we could have some type of a hybrid model, or we could be all virtual. The other option that South Carolina gave parents in the beginning of the summer was that if they wanted to commit to virtual and not even have to deal with anything as far as going into the school hybrid model or anything, they could choose that option, but they had to commit to that option for 2 quarters or a semester. And it turned out that out of, I believe, in my particular county, we have about 55,000 students, 13,000 of them chose that option. So a lot of teachers were asked or volunteered by their principals to become a virtual teacher. I was one of those that got asked. I'm special ed, and I am carrying a caseload 3 times the number of students that I've ever had. And any special ed teachers out there, you know the amount of paperwork that's going to be involved in this, and it can quickly become overwhelming. General ed teachers are also being asked to possibly be dealing with double the amount of students that they've ever had. So just to cover the virtual amount of students that chose this option. And it can be so overwhelming. And I just found out my caseload yesterday. So I'm in the process of arranging this and organizing it in the best and most efficient way. And I have to remind myself that Jesus is right here. He's right over my shoulder, looking at, the work that I'm doing, telling me how to do things the most efficient way. And you may be a parent and just getting back to work, and you're finding out that, maybe your school district isn't opening and that your child is home. And I know these are very difficult times, but this is specifically the time that we got to really, really deepen our relationship with God and find out what he says about these things. And I'm sure that it's not only me that's feeling like we are in the midst of a storm. And this story is specifically in that for such a time as this, right? When it just seems that our lives are just spinning and spinning and spinning, and it's this ride that we can't get off of, right? So, but what did Jesus say? Just to trust him and to have faith, right? Take a look at what Jesus has done in your life. Remember what he has already done up until this point. Remember what God has done. Take a look back. Take a look back where he has brought you from to this point. He's not going to leave you here. All right. So I hope this is encouraging. I know it seems like a crazy amusement park ride that just will not end, but there is an end to this. There is going to be an end to this. Take it one task at a time, 1 minute at a time if you have to, 1 hour at a time, 1 day at a time. Try your best not to project a week, a month, a year in advance, right? Because we only have this moment. This is the only moment we have. All right, guys. Hope this was a blessing. Have an awesome day, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. God bless.